Well, we are live on Family TV, also live on Family Radio. And as earlier promised, we talk about acne today. And I am joined by Dr. Penina Kitili, who is a dermatologist. Hello, Dr. Penina.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Good evening.
Good evening to
I'm
you.
fine.
Well, today we talk about acne, and maybe the first question that I would like to know from you, and I would know this is something that most people confuse. Kindly help us define what is an acne.
Acne is one of the skin problems that we see as dermatologists, originating from some of the glands within the skin. It happens to be so specific because those glands are only found on some parts of the body, not all the parts of the body. Main parts being the face, the chest, the back, up to the shoulders. And therefore, normally that is where you expect it, and that is why I'm defining the way I'm doing, because you will not have one single sentence about the definition of acne.
Oh, wow. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, you are very specific about the parts of the body, and kindly help us just to highlight what are these parts. I know you've said them, but just to be very categorical.
Categorical, I talked of the face, the chest, tends to be mainly the upper part of the chest, back, and especially the upper part of the back, and up to the shoulders. So when you see some particular kind of pimples that as dermatologists are able to differentiate from pimples, because generally the layman's terminology is pimples.
Yes.
But for us, pimples are many. We have the so-called papules, but the ones of acne are generally called comedones. And comedones are two types. That's where you'll find some people talking of whiteheads and also the blackheads.
Okay.
So they're very specific. We are able to identify them because of their characteristics.
Okay.
Also the sides, the way I have put it across to you.
Okay. Well, and that is very clear to us. And you talked about the whiteheads and the blackheads, but we'll come back to that in a couple of minutes. For now, I would love to know what really causes acne.
Acne doesn't have one particular cause per se. We have several theories. All over all the years, the theories have actually been basically three. One being hormonal. We know very well you find them much more on patients who are in the age group of the teenagers who have not yet reached the balance hormones of the maturity of mature adults. The second theory is about some bacteria which are specifically in those particular glands, but they are just resident there. But they've been found through research they can also cause problems. We also have the other theory of the fatty acids that circulates in our blood.
Yeah.
Fatty acids theory has been that patients who have acne tend to have higher levels of the fatty acids in blood, in circulation. But the thing is, some patients also with acne have been found to have normal blood fatty acids. So all these are theories put together such that you can't pinpoint on one particular cause. Recently, and I'm talking as recently as 2018, some research done in Europe found high sugars in some of the individuals contribute to acne. This is a new theory which has not really been known by each and everybody, meaning all the doctors. It's something new that is still being researched. But at least there was a paper presented in the year 2018 in the UK about high sugar levels.
High sugar levels. Well, you've mentioned that, and I want us to talk about maybe the face. And you
Yeah.
mentioned this is one of the parts where acne can actually affect us. In the face, can the use of chemicals, and I'm talking about mafuta, sabuni ya kuoga, can they be a cause for acne? And I'm cutting across women and men.
Yeah. We know there are some, let's start even by drugs that people take for different disease conditions.
Mm-hmm.
There are some that can predispose somebody to acne pimples,
Mm-hmm.
but then maybe after the drug is stopped, the acne goes away. Of course, there are some oils, there are some soaps. Generally, we have a word for that. We call them comedogenic,
Mm-hmm.
meaning there are some comedogenic drugs, there are some comedogenic soaps,
Mm-hmm.
and even some of the oils that we apply. Generally, we call them moisturizers. The ones
Moisturizer.
we apply on our face,
Yes.
they are moisturizers.
Uh-huh.
That's the general terminology. Anything that we apply on our skin, whether the face or skin or any other part of the body.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And you talked about the acne and what in common language you would call the pimples. And I'm tempted to ask this question because I know a lot of people are tempted to squeeze a pimple out of their face or out of their body whenever it appears. Is it right for us to do that?
It is absolutely wrong.
Uh-huh.
Simply because Simply because the moment you squeeze,
Mm.
you are applying some pressure.
Mm-hmm.
That pressure, just as much as makes some of the material come outside, it is also felt underneath the
Mm-hmm.
fingers when you are actually pressing. And the pressure underneath stimulates those cells that produce color.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why you see many people keep on pressing the pimples, getting dark marks, and darker than those people who actually let
Mm.
the pimple just ripen on its own and the material comes out on its own
Mm-hmm.
without squeezing.
Mm-hmm.
So usually we do discourage that kind of a habit.
I know a lot of us and the listeners and the viewers fall victim here, myself included. Sometimes you just have this pimple and you're so tempted to press it. So apparently we're doing more harm than good to our skin.
Yeah, I know. And we always advise people to try and hold their fingers.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's very difficult. Of course, the patients will tell you, no, I can't walk around with this thing looking so, it is so
Yes.
ugly.
Yes.
I know it's very tempting, it is natural, but you see, we give them the knowledge.
Mm.
And we all know knowledge is power.
Mm-hmm.
So you are free now one is free to decide as an individual what they want to do
Yeah. But I know
for as
from
long as we have given them the knowledge.
but I know from today most of us are not gonna press that again. Now let's come back
Yeah.
to acne. And how can I deal with acne?
Sorry?
How do we deal with acne?
Dealing with acne, of course, with so many theories, as I've told you,
Mm.
um, we do have drugs which are tailored, along all those theories.
Mm-hmm.
So we have many drugs that we give either by mouth or application
Mm-hmm.
or even a combination
Mm-hmm.
of both by mouth and also the ones to apply.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them are tailored towards all those theories as we have, I guess, alluded.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when it comes to our diet, does it have anything to do with the acne that people have in their bodies?
Oh, remember, we are calling them theories.
Mm-hmm.
But two, remember, we are all genetically different,
Mm-hmm.
except identical twins.
Mm-hmm.
who could probably be having the same genes, you know.
Yes.
So we all respond differently we all react differently to those theories.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, you will find some people will respond to one kind of medication when others will not respond to that particular one.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why we have so many in the market. With still many more being researched,
Mm-hmm.
we always have new drugs coming up
Mm-hmm.
through researches. And on the other hand, it's also good to know the genetic bit that I mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
You will find some families where there is no one with acne at all at all.
Yes.
And some other families where everybody has very bad acne,
Mm-hmm.
or acne at least up to some, different severity.
Mm.
So these also come into play quite a lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I know time is about, we are almost out of time, but maybe we can do a part 2 of this. But before we let go of this discussion, now, I asked earlier on a question on whether our viewers and our listeners have a skincare routine. And most of the responses I'm getting, unfortunately, are a no. Well, is it important for someone to have a skincare routine?
I know I've had that question many times.
Yes.
And the many times is from my patients,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe some friends. However, the so-called skin care routine, it's better to just call it skin care.
Mm-hmm.
Skin care normally, we are talking of washing your skin
Mm-hmm.
with the soap and water.
Mm-hmm.
That is enough
Whoa.
because the soap, what it does is it binds the oil on your skin.
Mm-hmm.
And any dirt that one has, for example, if one is in a dusty area, or even the normal environment where we are not seeing anything, there is still dust.
Mm-hmm.
Dust gets lodged or attached to the fat on the skin.
Yes.
What soap does is to remove the fat on your skin.
Mm-hmm.
And as it removes the fat, it removes the soil or the
The dirt.
dust or whatever has been attached to that oil.
Mm-hmm.
That means the moment you wash your skin with soap, your skin is actually clean.
Mm-hmm.
And that is enough in terms of cleaning.
Wow.
There are so many things people talk about, cleansers, toners, blah, blah.
Scrubbing.
All those, sorry?
Scrubbing, you know.
Scrubbing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That I can come to later. However, after you wash your skin, it's good to moisturize so that you don't just walk around with dry skin.
Mm-hmm.
And moisturization is a personal choice.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who use whatever kind of lotion or creams. Then we have the other one we call ointments.
Mm-hmm.
Ointments are the ones which are that kind of texture of like the petroleum jelly products.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the so-called ointments.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, people with dry skin would go better with the ointments.
Mm-hmm.
People with very oily skin would go better with lotions,
Mm-hmm.
or probably the creams. Cream is in between the lotion and the ointment.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to scrubbing,
Mm-hmm.
scrubbing basically is to remove the dead skin, because the skin moves from the base up to the top
Mm-hmm.
in all 1 month. And therefore, you find the top skin is actually the skin.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the one which tends to be a bit dull. And therefore, when you scrub, you actually remove the dead skin.
Mm-hmm.
And after you remove and you moisturize, actually your skin glows quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
However, people who have dry skin, if they scrub too often, they'll become quite dry. So they should scrub just a few times, like once or twice in a week.
Mm-hmm.
Twice would be like the maximum I would talk about for people with dry skin.
Mm-hmm.
People with oily skin can scrub up for about 3 times in a week. It's a maximum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that it helps them also. It also helps to dry the skin for those people who have oily skin.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
well, unfortunately, we are out of time, but can I kindly request you that we do a part 2 of this discussion, because we have some questions that are coming in, and I would love we address some of them.
Can I just make one more comment?
Yes, please.
Also good for the general population to know people with dry skin generally do not get acne,
Mm-hmm.
but people with oily skin are the ones who get acne.
Uh-huh.
It's good to have that information so that people can know that.
Okay.
If you want us to do a part 2 of the same, it's okay to answer whatever questions anybody may be having.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Penina. Now you have heard it from Dr. Penina herself. We can do a part 2 of this. So if you have any questions, in addition to what we are having already, we will be doing a part 2 of this discussion on just how to take care of ourselves and treat acne. But I must say thank you so much, Dr. Penina, for joining us today. And we're looking forward to a part 2.
You're welcome.
Okay. Well, there we have it. Acne. It is something that is it's not impossible to get rid of, and that is what the doctor has told us, and really what we have to do to prevent acne. We'll be doing a part 2 of this as promised, but for now it's a good night from me and from the team. We wish you a peaceful night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
More of our shows, log on to www.familymediaonline.com to enjoy a wide variety of programs, from current affairs to testimonials and features, pastoral and inspirational shows, kids entertainment, and so much more. Also stream live on www.familymedia.tv.